saw you last year.
Today I'm riding north to meet up with a pretty big group. I've been on tons of group rides, but the pre-ride excitement always gets me. It's like the first day of school or starting a new job. You don't really know how it's going to go or who you're going to meet. I just know a lot of people were planning to show up, and I'm a huge fan of group rides like this, so I couldn't miss it. This is the first Chi Meanderings ride of the season, and the community really showed up. It used to be Marygold Meanderings, started by Chucky from Marygold Cyclery a few years ago, who I talked about in my last video. With Chucky moving to St. Paul, the ride today felt a bit like a passing of the torch to new ride leadership. Rides like this just have a way of bringing people out. I have a feeling this one might show why people ride together.
Just offload it.
Yeah. Someone's got the proper tools.
Yeah.
So this is the trio. They're gonna get you all involved and trying to keep them going too. So thank you. Love y'all.
When I rolled up, I had maybe 3 or 4 friends who I knew were riding. But it didn't really feel like that for long. You start rolling and you find your place in the group. On rides like this, you don't really need to know anyone. You just end up next to someone and start talking. If you don't feel like talking, you don't have to. You can just ride for a bit and that still feels like being a part of it. The whole thing kind of moves on its own.
What's that?
The wheelbase just really
Oh, for sure, man.
People shift around. Different groups form and change again. There's no real structure to it. After a while, it doesn't really feel like a group of strangers anymore.
That's funny. Yeah, that's such a sick bike. Very intrigued by this bike up here as well.
It is very good. It's a compact cargo.
Yeah.
It's like...
That's one of the things I like about rides like this. It's basically a rolling bike show. You get to see all these different builds from around the city in one place.
Hell yeah, on the sweatback bars.
Yeah, comfy.
It's a gentlemanly.
Jump it. Yeah.
You like splitting everything like this. Oh, for real? Sometimes. Yeah. But it's still
We ended up riding down the 606 for a bit, and it kind of turned into a bike train through here. Which actually makes a lot of sense, because the 606 used to be train tracks. The long straight line of the tracks lends itself well to a walking and biking path cutting through the middle of the city.
Runners right, walkers right.
It is sad we think it's going to be able to train. I think that would also be pretty easy.
Yeah, that's true.
Every once in a while, it feels like the street opens up and it's all bikes. Everything kind of slows down and no one is rushing. You don't really have to think about where you're going because the group just sweeps you along.
What's up, dude?
How are you?
Good to see you, bro.
It's rare to not feel like you have to look over your shoulder for cars when you're riding in the city, so I really savor moments like this.
Let's go.
Eventually, the ride reaches the boathouse and everyone finds a spot to lean their bikes.
All the cheer and you get it,
A lot starts happening at once. Conversations start to blend together. Music starts playing. Camp chairs come out and a hacky sack starts flying around.
There it is.
And sometimes it flies a little too far. This is a bike party. There are so many good bikes here today. All kinds of unique builds, vintage frames and some newer stuff, and everything in between. I thought about bike checking some of them, but I think I'll save that for another time. For now, they're eye candy. Or better yet, bike candy. It's getting late now, and I'm starting to feel the dozens of rounds of hacky sack. People are starting to roll back to their own parts of the city, and it's about time I head back towards mine. Riding along by myself again, just kind of reflecting on the day. I think today showed why people ride together. Not just for the ride, but for everything that happens around it. If you ride in your city, I'd be curious to hear what your local scene looks like. Feel free to share some stories about what it's like where you're at, and any group rides you're a part of in the comments. If one of the rides mentioned is in your neck of the woods, get out there and hit it up. If you don't have any group rides in your area, start one with your friends. Thanks for riding with me again. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other, and I'll see you on the next one.